Rogers, Arkansas, located in the middle south of the United States in the northwest corner of the natural state of Arkansas. Rogers is the center of the locally known area of NWA and is the site of the first Walmart ever. Rogers is the sixth largest city in the entire state of Arkansas with a population just over 73,000 people. Hey, welcome back to the channel, my friends, where we talk about everything there is to know about Bentonville, Arkansas. Of course, today we're going to be digging into the details of Rogers, Arkansas. We're going to look at the sights, the sounds, things to do, everything you need to know about Rogers, Arkansas. As I always tend to do, let's go ahead and start with a little bit of a history lesson, starting here on the far east side of Rogers, out here at War Eagle Mill. It was in 1832 that Sylvanus Blackburn left his family, came here, and started War Eagle Mill on the banks of War Eagle Creek. Now, this grist mill right behind me is one of the only still standing mills in the United States that still uses the paddle from the flow of the river. Something you might find interesting to know is that the mill has actually been built 4 times, either due to because of flooding or fires. The next bit of Rogers history is right underneath my feet. It is the brick paved streets on an 8-block section of Rogers, Arkansas. The local merchants had trouble with people having mud on their feet and or dust flying through their stores, so they needed to figure out a solution on how to pave the streets. And 108 train cars of bricks, of course including cement, asphalt, sand, and crushed stone, found their way to downtown Rogers to create the brick paver streets that you see right now. Of course, part of the Frisco Railway, which stretched anywhere from St. Louis all the way out to San Francisco, California, had regular stops coming through Rogers, Arkansas. History tells us that there were around 15 passenger cars that eventually stopped for around 20 minutes to be able to stop and have lunch here in Rogers. The people who were early settlers here were hoping that the brick streets would last only 10 years, whereas now we're seeing 2024 will mark 100 years that the brick streets have been serving downtown Rogers. Speaking of the Frisco Station Railway, in 1981, the caboose that you see here was donated to the city for its centennial celebration. The city of Rogers was named after the general of Frisco Railway. Of course, with all the beautiful topography that's around Rogers, Arkansas, Rogers is home to over 24 parks, and we're here at the rail yard. Of the 24 parks includes places you can skateboard, mountain bike, fish, 26 sport fields, and some of the most notable parks, of course, are the rail yard, Lake Atalanta, which we'll be over in a moment, and the newest park of them all is Mount Hebron Park, which is the most notable park on the west side of 49, located in Rogers. Another notable park in Rogers is the Rogers Aquatic Center. Formerly Doc Wheeler Park, home to softball fields, is a 3-acre water park facility that has lazy river, swimming pool, water slides, pavilions, a great place to have a birthday or hang out waterside in the heat of summer. One of the more notable parks in the area is Lake Atalanta. No, it's not Lake Atlanta, it's Lake Atalanta, named after Atalanta Gregory. O.L. Gregory was the owner of the land who donated most of it and wanted the area named after his wife. Lake Atalanta was more popularized in the mid-50s with a pool, a restaurant, roller skating, and mini golf. It received a renovation in 2016, which is what you see today. The lake itself isn't very big, but it does have a 2-mile loop going all the way around it. There are also green, black mountain biking trails, and it's just off the Razorback Greenway, having connectedness to northwest Arkansas. Lake Atalanta is down the hill from historic downtown Rogers and the ever so popular rail yard. Speaking of parks, if parks are your thing, you definitely need to come check out Hobbs State Park and Conservation Area. Hobbs State Park is the largest state park in the entire state of Arkansas. It is gorgeous out here. You've got hiking trails, biking trails, nature walks. You can see all different sorts of wildlife, birds, insects, you name it. Come check out Hobbs State Park here on the east side of Beaver Lake in Rogers. If you're finding yourself at a park like this one, you might be chasing little ones around and schools might be important to you. Let's go ahead and talk now about Rogers Schools. Rogers School District is home to 16 elementary schools, 4 middle schools, and 3 high schools, including Rogers Mountaineers, Heritage High, and the new Technology Charter School, which serves 9 through 12. U.S. News and World Report ranked Rogers schools as top 1,000 schools in 2016, and between Rogers Mountaineers and the Heritage High School, they received number 3 and number 6, respectively, for the entire state of Arkansas. Are you thinking about moving to the area and considering a view like this? Well, my friend, on the shores of Beaver Lake, we have to remember that the land that goes down to the water is extremely sloped. But Rogers, Arkansas offers all different types of real estate, anywhere from 350 square feet above 10,000 square feet. If you're looking for high density housing, there's Pinnacle Heights and First Street Flats that are 2 developments on the downtown area and over by the Pinnacle Hills area that are high-end multifamily apartment complex. There are city lots, country acres, of course lake lots with gorgeous views. Something to consider if you're looking for a lake lot, either with a view or a boat slip, the Army Corps of Engineers are the ones who govern the boat slips on the lake, and they put a moratorium on the amount of boat slips. So if you're a lake person and you're wanting to have a boat slip, those are highly coveted, my friend, but work with your local realtor and we could probably find you one. As of the shooting of this video, the median home that sold this year is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage with 2,000 square feet. The home was built around 2003 and is priced around $375,000. Different than other areas of the country where your property tax is based off of sales value, here in Arkansas, you will pay 0.6% on average of a property's assessed fair market value. Assessed market value is reassessed every 3 to 5 years. Moving away from real estate, let's talk a little bit more about food, fun, and farmers markets. Right here at Frisco Park is the Rogers Farmers Market. It's been going on for over 70 years. You can find local crafts, local honey, as well as, of course, an array of different types of vegetables and handmade goods. Another fun activity that you could do in Rogers is come visit the Historic District. The building behind me is the original post office, built in 1919. Cost only $75,000 to build in total. I wonder what it would cost today. While you're in the Historical District, of course, you have to go down to Rogers Historical Museum. A special thanks to our friends at Rogers Historical Museum and especially Miss Rebecca, who gave us more than helpful information. Take a tour of the Hawkins House, built in 1895. Let's go take a look at the Daisy Airgun Museum. One of the coolest museums that you'll ever see is the Daisy Airgun Museum. And of course, who hasn't heard of A Christmas Story and you'll shoot your eye out with little Ralphie, who wants that Red Ryder BB gun? Come here to the Daisy Airgun Museum and see everything that they have inside. Of course, if coffee is your thing, be sure to check out the world headquarters of Onyx Coffee. A couple other local favorites are Java Dudes and Iron Horse Cafe. Downtown Rogers is definitely a place you want to check out if you're looking for antique shops, little boutique bakeries, restaurants. Of course, we've already touched base on it, but history is prevalent in downtown Rogers. If antiques aren't your thing and you're looking for something a little more modern, head on down to the Pinnacles Promenade over off of I-49. The Promenade has over 100 shops, 20 restaurants, the Blue Zoo Aquarium, Malco Theater, Dave & Buster's, and of course a couple of my favorite restaurants, Local Lime and Big Orange. If looking for some more fun activities to do, of course, head back over towards War Eagle Mill area and visit the caverns. Take a cavern tour, learn about stalactites and stalagmites. If you're into arts and crafts, around the 2nd to 3rd week of October, there are over 250 booths on the banks of War Eagle Creek, and it's been going on almost 70 years now. Of course, we've talked about shopping, golf. Speaking of golf, there's Top Golf, Shadow Valley Country Club, Lost Springs Golf and Athletic Club. The Walmart NWA LPG Championship is actually held at Pinnacle Country Club. Of course, there's the greens at Blossom Way as well. Take in a concert at the Arkansas Music Pavilion with headliners such as Willie Nelson and Foreigner. With all the lakes in the area, you can do fishing, camping, hiking, and one of my favorite activities, mountain biking. If you're not familiar about Northwest Arkansas in regards to its mountain biking, it's considered the mountain biking capital of the world. There's multiple miles of trails there in Rogers, of course up the street in Bentonville, Bella Vista, or even down the road Devil's Den State Park and into Fayetteville. The Razorback Greenway is a concrete trail that travels from south of Fayetteville all the way up to Bella Vista area, in which connects all of the city trails and of course many of the mountain biking trails that I just spoke of. If you're concerned about medical facilities, here in Rogers is one of the branches to Mercy Health System, which is out of St. Louis. Down the street in Fayetteville, there's Washington Regional, Children's in Springdale, and of course there are private practices that specialize in multitudes different types of medical specialties. There's no doubt that everywhere you look in Northwest Arkansas, it's growing, and Rogers is no different. In residential, in commercial building, in my opinion, Rogers has more to offer than any other city in Northwest Arkansas. Again, that's my opinion. Either way, now you know a little bit more about what life is like in and around Bentonville. Thanks for watching.